This is how you go about creating an event inside of your Mighty Networks. So first of all, you have to understand that creating an event requires you to have a pro plan. So this is a free plan, and as you can see, when I come to events, it tells me that I need to upgrade because it's a community plan features. So I need to have the community plan, but if you do have it, then you should be able to create an event. And here's how you go about it. So you're gonna come all the way to a space here. So I'm gonna come to a space, for example this, or I'll just come to this one over here. So let me come to this one, and then what I'll do is, first of all, I want to make sure that I have events enabled. So click on the gear icon over here, and then come over here to events. Then you want to enable events, so enable it, and then you want to save. So you also want to be careful about the creation criteria. Who can create events in your space? You probably just want to make it so that hosts and moderators can create. So that's a very important setting. So click on that, save, and you can rename it whatever you want. You can call it events, you can call it weekly meetings, etc. And when you come to your space, you should see the events bar over here. So there's the calendar over here, and there's the events bar over here. So what I want to do is I want to create an event. So I'm gonna click on create, of course, come to event, and I'm gonna title it, for example, I'm gonna call this test event, and I can say that I also want it posted in the feed. So this is what happens if you click it. It says you turn this on if you want this event to appear in the activity feed for the space, and of course the event will always show up in the events list. So I don't want it showing up in the feed since it's a test. So what I want to do is I want to have a start date and an end date, so you can pick a date from one of these. For example, I can say I want it to start on the 10th, I want it to end maybe on the 26th. So that is the start and the end dates. But of course you're probably just running an event for one day, so probably from the 13th all the way to the 13th, from 7 to 8 p.m. If you want to repeat the event, so this is going to be used as the master event and it's going to be duplicated. I just click on repeat event. I choose the frequency, daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, every 6 months. I can go with maybe weekly. And then the event type, do I want it to be online or local? Local means that you're going to be meeting physically, so you give a venue name, a street address, a city state, and you can also give a link, for example Eventbrite if you're using that. The other will be just to have it virtually online, so you just give the link to your meeting. So I can add a Zoom link over here, for example, so zoom.us/me. That's just an example, or I'll just choose, for example, this over here. Just copy that, put that in here, and yeah, if you're putting a Zoom link, you'll see that it tells me, did you know you can sign into your Zoom account and start creating Zoom meetings and webinars right here. So I can choose to sign into my Zoom or not. I'm not gonna sign in, but I would recommend that you actually sign in. And then we have RSVPs, so you can restrict the event link. If you only want members who responded as going to be able to access it, if they didn't, then that means that they'll not be able to access the event. So it says turn it on if you only want members who responded as going to have access to the event link. Otherwise members will see the event link no matter what their RSVP status is. So I'm going to leave it open because I want everyone to be able to see the event link as part of my community. You can also choose close RSVPs. So this means that you can close RSVPs for an individual instance of the event once this repeat event is posted. So it's going to ask you for an image at the bottom, about event, header image plus video. So I'll just choose an image here, for example this one. I can put it there, or I can also choose to go with a video if I wanted, and then description of the event, for example that this is a test event members. And then after I make sure everything is okay, I can just come here and I can choose to either schedule it or I can choose to post it. So I will choose to post it. then I'll be given the option to notify all members or not notify them. In this case, if you are maybe making changes to the event, you want to notify them, but if you're just testing it out, you don't want to notify them. So I won't notify them since I'm just testing it out, but ideally when you create your first event, you want to notify them. So I'll go with don't notify, and then my event is live. It's gonna show up here, so you can see the image, the name, the date. So we set it as weekly, so from February the 13th, and then February 20th, and then test event. Then you can see the image and then the space whereby it's attached to in the calendar here. So that's how it's gonna show up. And for me, since I created it, I'm automatically going, but if I want to say maybe I'm not going, so maybe and I can choose for all events in this series or only this specific event, and I can go with maybe only this event, and she'll update me, she'll remove that. So you can see the next one I'll be going, it has that you're going, but this one doesn't have it. So that is the difference, and that's how you create an event. So you have to come to this space and then create the event inside this space, and then from here you should be able to see events. Now all events inside all spaces are going to be aggregated here.